What's up, guys? I am back here for some more reactions here today. Links in the description to check out the bands I'm in. I got a new one up and running. It's called Pray for Villains. Go check that out. You can find us on Facebook. We're going to be on Spotify probably first week of December, so you can have a listen to that. I'll also play a track at the end of the video. But let's get to the video here today. We've got Jinjer, who just dropped a new video. We've got Jinjer on the top, okay? I've listened to Jinjer, I don't know, probably like 5 or 6 songs. Full disclosure, I've never truly loved Jinjer, but I never thought that they were horrible. There was a lot of elements of Jinjer that kind of had this stealing from other bands that you heard that was really obvious and blatant. But the more I listen to Jinjer, the more I think about it, the more I kind of go through things, the more I'm thinking maybe it's just my bias. Maybe, I'm just not ready to hear a band throw all that stuff together. I mean, we got Lamb of God, we got Periphery, we got, The Agonist, and they kind of combined all those bands really seamlessly and really well. And still have, a sound that's kind of, it is very unique, I'll admit. Her voice is incredibly unique, and, I really, you haven't heard anybody, especially in the metal genre, do exactly what she's doing. I mean, we've heard things that are close, like The Agonist, Wicked Wisdom. We've heard things like that, but nothing quite at this level where everything's, going on all cylinders, and it's also got a little bit of the pop vibe, which not like a lack of heavy pop, but something that you'd hear on a heavy radio, like a Hell Yeah or Five Finger Death Punch or something in that realm. Although they are very talented musicians, I don't want to try to pretend they're on the level of Five Finger Death Punch as far as technique. They're way past it, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, let's check this out. Jinjer on the top. Here we go. I always have these videos blurred for copyright. They get you every time. A lot of times they block it. Big, cool groove right off the bat. See, this has a direct volumes feel. Just for one, while the one is climbing, the rest are falling down. You climb, but the top is rising tall. The track is getting longer and it's leading to your doom. You're not afraid to lose your mind in the name of profit. Red readiness, the finish and the coffin. For you. For a second there, I thought that was a gun case, or a guitar case, but it's not. It's definitely, clearly a gun case. See, this is like No Doubt type vibe, but with really heavy riffs. See, this is some of the cool stuff that they do. They always manage to bring in these kind of interesting progressive segments, because they're very Gent, and Gent does this kind of stuff, but it's neat. A lot of R&B in Gent, which I think people sometimes forget. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, as far as, normal Jinjer sound, I mean, that's typical Jinjer sound is everything I kind of expected. It is starting to grow on me as far as being its own thing. The more I listen to it, the more I realize it really is kind of a unique thing, especially, with a female fronting the band. It's it gives a dynamic that we just didn't have before. Now, I'm not full disclosure, I'm not a big fan of most female vocals because I feel like a lot of them play off a cliche. They decide to put some scantily clad woman up front and get a bunch of horny dudes to listen to their fucking music, even though their music is generic and shitty. So, so if I'm honest, that's really it's an off point for me. I don't feel that Jinjer does that very often at all. I haven't really seen her wear anything super revealing or anything where she's like super skanky, which is a plus. She always seems kind of tough and mean and metal at the very least. As far as the music itself, it's very much in the gent genre, because the gent genre, with Issues, with Volumes, with a lot of these bands, they're kind of pushing into the R&B. Even Periphery did it, with Catching Fire, which is a great track off of Periphery 3. They were going into the R&B thing, where it's kind of R&B, maybe even Michael Jackson at times. And they kind of do that. In the middle sections of most of their songs that I've heard, that seems to be a running theme in some of their songs that they at least release as singles. But yeah, overall, it's great musicianship. It's well-crafted songwriting, and vocally, she does a great job. Especially, since there's not a lot of women doing that kind of thing now. She does a very good job. I mean, there is women that do vocals like that. For instance, the Agonist did things like that. Wicked Wisdom did some stuff like that, although she couldn't scream nearly on the level that the Jinjer, vocalist can scream on. I would say that they're just, the one thing about it is that they're stuck in a trend. I think if Jinjer came out maybe a little earlier, they might have had more of a unique sound to them, but because there's a bunch of peers that are coming out that sound a lot like them, it's a little different. Now, I think Jinjer, let's look here. Jinjer's not from the States, are they? They're from, Europe somewhere, I believe. Let me look. Oh, Burpage. I'm Googling right now. Let's see here. Ukrainian heavy metal. Okay, see now that in itself is pretty fucking unique because there is not a lot of these bands coming from that era, and it's kind of interesting. Oh, see, now you look into the bands that noted metal acts that are influences. Opeth, Carnival. Carnival makes a huge amount of sense because that's a big proponent of the gent scene. You know, same with Sixth. Those are bands that were really kind of beginning all this. You know, Meshuggah. I think. Honestly, Meshuggah is the fucking godfather of all of this. And then Textures. Textures is a very gent-like band as well. So these are definitely making a lot of sense. And then he says R&B, soul, and hip-hop all make sense based on this sound. Yeah, so I guess they've had more albums than I thought they. So right now, they're actually on their fourth release, Macro 2019. I'd say this is not bad. I mean, I don't have like a proclivity for it where I'm like seeking it out, but it's well crafted, it's well performed, it's good music regardless. And I wouldn't tell somebody to turn it off, and I wouldn't make fun of anybody. But to be honest with you, I don't really make fun of anybody who listens to his particular style of music or band. You know, like I know people who like Five Finger Death Punch who actually, you know, love Five Finger Death Punch, thinks they're amazing, and I don't care for them, but I don't think any less of those people. It's so ridiculous. They're just people. You know, you're entitled to your opinion, and, you know, I defend your right to talk shit if you don't like something, and your right to love shit if, you know, I don't love it. You don't have to fucking agree with me. This is what makes at least my country, and hopefully the rest of the world, you know, they're all kind of coming around to this. It makes everybody just get along better. Like, it's a balance, right? Where you hear all this different input, and then you're welcome to make your own decisions, and then people aren't holding you accountable for stupid things like whether or not you like a heavy metal band, which is kind of dumb. Anyways, guys, thanks for checking out the video. Until next time, laters.
I born 6 long years ago. Our fathers left our mother. He makes a DNA.